like we have damning evidence about the Russiagate collusion, and the evidence is against Adam Schiff and James Clapper. Now, I would like you to tell me in the chat, why do you think we're getting this now when we have no indictments? Why these smoking guns, but no actual Justice Department? Like, is anybody ever going to get punished from it? Why are they giving us this? We are sufficiently pissed off already, especially those of us who bought Russiagate while it was at its peak.
Well, you asked a question. Can I answer it?
Okay. I don't like the tone in which you...
Well, you asked the question, and I think I have an idea. Well, friend of the show, FBI whistleblower Kyle Seraphin, made a great point yesterday. He said, when they tell you that there's an investigation, that means they want you to go along with their narrative. When they have actual indictments, I mean, that's when they should be telling you the story, not when we're investigating,
right?
And trust me, bro, and all of this other stuff.
Yeah, it makes me feel like they're just trying to make us mad at Democrats, which I always am. Right? But like, punish somebody for this so that it never happens again, because a lot of people bought Russiagate. We thought President Trump would be indicted from it. We bought this Russian collusion. It sold us a war with Russia. I'm not having this again. So let's look at these damning bits. And then, let's figure out, what are we supposed to do with this since we can't punish anybody as citizens? Okay, first one comes from the FBI. It's about Adam Schiff, the California senator. At the time, he was a representative. You know him as a regular on cable news, screaming his head off about Russian bots on Twitter, Russian interference, Russiagate. Well, the FBI released a testimony from a Democratic staffer who worked for him, I believe, or I believe it was his own staffer, who blew the whistle on Russiagate as far back as 2017. Now, this person told the FBI in at least 3 meetings over the last, I want to say, 8 years, that the Democrats were making up Russiagate in order to get President Trump indicted, and the FBI did nothing about it. So all they've done, we don't know what leads they've followed up. We don't know what evidence they've collected. All we know is now they've told us about this investigation. So it's very unsatisfying. We don't know the identity of the source. We know that they first contacted the FBI and had their first meeting in 2017. That's from these notes. I'm going to call this source a he, but I don't know. It very well could be a woman, so don't read anything into that. Now, he told the FBI that Schiff started leaking Russiagate lies to the press when President Trump began to pull ahead of the polls as early as 2016, when President Trump, this person says, when Trump won, Trump is not a they, he's a he, all hell broke loose in the Schiff office. He says that Schiff was pissed because he thought he was going to be named the director of the CIA when Hillary Clinton won the election. First of all, what? Adam Schiff has no intelligence experience. Why would he think that he would get this job other than sheer hubris? Most people kind of need some experience in something like that, but okay. So think about it. He wanted to run an intelligence agency, and since he didn't get to, he started lying to the American public. The contradiction here is crazy that a man who supposedly wanted to lead the nation's most sophisticated fact-gathering operation was willing to abandon facts when he didn't get his way. I mean, if you believe in the mission of intelligence, objective truth is a guide to decision making. You don't fabricate stuff because you're bitter. That's like auditioning to be a lifeguard, and then when you don't get the job, you just push people in the water.
Let them drown. Well, I mean, Mike Pompeo pointed out, as head of the CIA, that they have whole classes on how to lie. Like, that's what the CIA does. They lie,
so that
they
would
cheat.
Be his qualification?
So, yeah, so that he'd be a perfect member of the CIA.
Okay.
Be a liar and a cheater and a thief.
If you think of them as what we know they are, but on the up and up, we should think that they are the nation's foremost fact-gathering, honest. We know they're not, right? But the fact that he thought that he qualified for that job is crazy. Now, he's not confirmed that. Hillary Clinton never confirmed that. So this is what a staffer said that he thinks. So I would like some confirmation on it, but it's outrageous to think. And also, I'm super glad that it never happened, that he never ran intelligence. Now, we know from the Twitter files that he went to Twitter, him and Nancy Pelosi, and said, show us the data that Russian bots are all over Twitter. And Twitter said, we don't have that data. That doesn't exist. We can't find it. And they threatened Twitter saying, we're going to really punish you if you don't find it. And Twitter never could. So we know that he was pushing lies. We already knew this. Now we know it even more. This staffer said he used to write out this story. Him and his staff would sort of gather these bits of, it was almost like writing a novel in a creative writing class. And then they would put it on this standalone computer, which was set up by someone in IT. And then they would all go in the back and see like, ooh, what did you write? Can I add to this? Do I have a little bit that would add to this? Now, this is really not how a standalone computer is supposed to work. It's allowed only if it's air-gapped and accredited and in a secure facility. It seems like this was just in the back of an office, very much harkens to email server type behavior. Right? This is not how it's supposed to be done. This could be a breach of handling rules. Hopefully, the FBI, given that they have access to this document, went and found that standalone computer, asked some questions. They knew about it in 2017. Anyone go and get it? Bueller, right? Okay.
Pam Bondi's on it. Don't worry about it.
No, 2017, this was written in a document. Did the FBI go get it? They should have gone to get it, I think. Okay.
They were busy going through Melania's underwear drawer.
Right.
Do you ever feel like your mind is racing sort of out of control? Maybe your mood dips. You go into like a clarity block where your brain is all foggy. Well, you're not alone. And your only answers to this are not just prescription drugs. In fact, we want to introduce you to Mind Lift from the Wellness Company, a doctor-formulated nutraceutical designed to restore calm, clarity, and emotional balance in your life. These guys are amazing. This unique blend features low-dose lithium orotate to gently uplift your mood and to support healthy cognition. Powerful adaptogens like ashwagandha root help your body manage stress by supporting adrenal function and regulating cortisol levels. It also helps calming as well because it has GABA and key amino acids to ease anxious feelings and support neurotransmitter production. DHA from algae rounds out the formula, protecting brain cells and promoting smooth communication between neurons. Maybe it's time to reset your mind. Naturally, head over to twc.health/redacted and use the code redacted to get 10% off plus free shipping. Again, that's twc.health/redacted. Use the code redacted to get 10% off. Take control of your mental wellness and use MindLift today.
The document also accuses someone, the name is redacted, of wanting to leak this information to a foreign government. It doesn't confirm whether that was done or not, but this was on Schiff staff saying these are the plans. What is a foreign government? I will say, silver lining here is that these documents are replete with people who pushed back. There was this person talking to the FBI. There were several other people in the staff saying, this doesn't seem right. I don't think we can do this. Maybe we shouldn't do this. And Schiff and senior staff members said, we're doing it. It's fine. That is very much the story of all of these smoking guns we get. Now, Schiff himself says this isn't true. When President Trump tweeted about this, he says, no, the Bill Barr Justice Department already rejected this. That's not really true. The DOJ investigation never actually looked at Schiff himself. The intelligence leaks were a part of the investigation, and they did sweep up data related to Schiff, but he was not the subject of a probe or an indictment, so that's not really the whole truth. And I guess he's indicating here that the whistleblower is lying, which could be true, but again, the FBI then needed to have followed up on the people he mentioned and that computer, and we don't know if they did or not. So again, they're kind of riling us up. This is me sufficiently riled up, and we don't know where that led to. So Kash Patel is saying, we're declassifying these documents. Look, and then the rest of us are like, but did you follow that trail? What can you now? What the F? Right? That's how we should be feeling. Same with this information just released by Tulsi Gabbard, Director of National Intelligence. She revealed that James Clapper, when he held her job under Obama, told the intelligence community to fall in line and promote Russiagate. even when the intelligence community themselves had doubts. Now, I posted this. You should read it for yourself in the newsletter because this is not a great screen. But what it's saying is Michael Rogers, he was the director for National Security Agency, emailed colleagues saying, hey, the NSA is not really that comfortable with the Russian narrative. We don't have the bits of evidence yet. We haven't gone through them. We don't have the time to verify them. We have no, quote, underlying intelligence to support it. He even said, I know that this is what we want. He called it a joint product related to Russian attribution. That means a joint product is a novel we put together. It's a piece of fiction, a joint product, right? And so Clapper's reply is that everyone needs to be on the same page with the, quote, highest tradition of that's our story and we're sticking to it. That is not what true intelligence should ever say. Intelligence means facts, not that's our story and we're going to stick to it, even if the facts don't support that. This is, I guess, not really news to anyone who studied Crossfire Hurricane, but it's awful. And it raises questions about people in intelligence that were super not down with this. What happened to them? Clapper would later try to get Rogers fired from the Obama administration. So this email tells us that when he was saying, I'm not comfortable with this, he probably never really got comfortable with it because they tried to have him removed. Who were the other people who were speaking out and saying, this is not right. We don't have the facts. We can't do this. Who watched this play out in the nation's media, headline on MSNBC, got a special investigation with taxpayer dollars, wasted millions. What about those stories? What are those people? What did they do? Right? I want to know that. So again, that's where we sit. We have these huge, to my mind, these are huge smoking guns, but no real movement on it from the Justice Department. So are they softening us up for that? Or are we just going to continue to be stimulated and nothing ever happens?
That's what a friend of the show, Tucker Carlson, asked Senator Eric Schmidt yesterday on his show, which is, you know, we keep hearing these platitudes. Like we're going after these people. We're going to get these people. But we haven't seen anybody arrested. No prosecutions. Nothing at this point.
Yeah.
So we just keep talking about it, and we keep getting MAGA, keeps getting riled up and really excited about it, and then nothing happens.
Right.
So
at least these were the pieces that the mainstream media should have found over the course of the last 8 years and refused to. So at least they are out there now. Now, what MSNBC is doing is having people who were complicit on their air and saying, this just looks like they're obsessed with Obama. How pathetic. Nicole Wallace has her own husband who was involved in this on the air. It's really crazy, but we should have had this for so long. It shouldn't have been just conspiracy theorists who were writing books about it. Journalism really failed us here, but we're here now.